Well, hello, Maverick traders. Welcome out to your currency recap, January 22nd. Corey here with you. Nice to see all of you. As always, we're going to go through the markets, talk about meaningful news. There's some interesting little nuggets today as we kick off the week. And we're going to talk about the broad markets, talk about currency pairs, how different. We'll look at our baskets, which currency pairs are outperforming, what's underperforming. And then, as always, we're going to highlight the best crypto, FX, stock option, anything that we see that really stands out, whether you're trading those, but obviously the focus is on the currency markets.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional Forex and crypto traders. Maverick Currencies is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional Forex and currency trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
So as we come in and look at the markets, overall, here's the breakdown. CAD and pound and really euro. I mean, I would put euro in that category as well. Those three are really the leadership. US dollar has been strong. It's just basing right now. On the weaker side, without question, the Kiwi, we're going to focus on that. And crypto, really since the ETF went through, you had that pop, and it's the old buy the rumor, sell the news. As the ETF was in the works, these crypto assets were skyrocketing. As soon as the actual announcement came out and the general public kind of piled in on that, that was the tipping point. And that's very commonplace where the professional is more buying with the trend and with the momentum, and then on the big news event, they're using that to sell, as most people just kind of follow the news and they think, oh, good news, well, it's got to go up. It's just not really how markets work. So as we look at the breakdown, some news over the weekend. DeSantis dropped out. It's now a two-horse race. It's Trump versus Haley for the Republican bid. Israel's Netanyahu rejects any Palestinian sovereignty. He basically rejected Biden's plan, and they're in it for the long haul. There's going to be more fighting, more war to come. And then details emerge about the SEC's Twitter or X account hack. Basically, they hacked in through Twitter. They used the SEC. They gained access to a phone. Apparently there was a chip swap and all these sorts of things. It was a bit complex, but still, to be able to break into the SEC's information and accounts is a concern. Now, as we look at the markets here, the Kiwi down about 0.4%, pound up about the same. It's really, equities were fine, but this is more of a concerning, defensive areas holding up, offensive areas going down. This is more of a risk-off look in currencies of late. Crypto also has just been getting hammered. Today was more follow-through to the downside. Oil finally bounced back. Oil has really been in a negative trend, has started to climb the last few trading sessions. Nice to see that if you're looking at energy, because either A, it bounces and gives you a bear rally that you can short into, or B, maybe we get a trend turn. In crypto, Bitcoin Cash is holding up relatively well. Everything else getting hammered. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, all down about 4% or more. Now, as we look at equities, the trend still remains strong. It's still a bullish overall market outlook. There's no reason to change that. We're above the moving averages. They're sloping upward. As we grade this, you've got to look at this and say, okay, the markets are strong. We had a recent base, a resting period here, and we broke out to the upside just recently. So the trend is intact. At some point, this will run out of gas. Right now, it's just chugging along, and it's holding up quite well. Now, as we look at what's on tap for this week, we do have the Bank of Japan with their monetary policy statement and press conference tonight. That's happening overnight, so you'd have to stay up super late to hit that if you're in the U.S. We've got some PMI manufacturing out of Europe. We've got the Bank of Canada with their meeting on Wednesday. We've got not only their rate statement, but the press conference And then we've got an ECB meeting as well. Then, I mean, we get GDP out of the U.S., but nothing too significant there on Thursday other than the ECB. That's the big one on Thursday. ECB and Bank of Canada. Those are, for currencies, those are the two big events. And finally, on Friday, you get an inflation number here, the core PCE. That's the Fed's focus on inflation. Expectations are for an uptick in inflation. It's interesting, the markets are pricing in rate cuts from the Federal Reserve, but inflation is still sticky, and the inflation rate is still above the Fed's target. So they're going to be watching this PCE number closely. I would not anticipate, the market's expecting a rate cut as soon as March. I think the probability of that has already taken a hit, and I would expect it to take another hit. I would not expect the Fed to be cutting rates in March. I think they're going to be higher for longer than people realize. So some central bank meetings, certainly plenty to keep us active in the currency space. Now, as we look at possible trades, I want to highlight the areas of trend and momentum, right? When we look at velocity, when we look at what's active, the British pound, this has been an ongoing trend. If you look at this, this is pound Kiwi. So you'd be getting long the pound, you'd be shorting the New Zealand dollar. We're playing strength to the upside, we're playing weakness to the downside. You might get a little consolidation here, but ultimately I would anticipate further upside. So you look at where we're coming into this prior high, you may get a little, kind of cup and handle type of dynamic, something to that effect. But ultimately, pound Kiwi looks like it's going to continue to work for the coming weeks. So one to keep on your watch list for sure. And then if you want a little bit more of a turnaround, the Euro Kiwi. So we just broke out above the 50 MA. Now this one I'd wait for a little pullback, but I would be a buyer on the dips. I think both of these are better. Let's call them wait and see, wait for your setup, wait for your pitch to swing at, but the overall trends are strong. So you want to use little periods of weakness or consolidation to be ready to pounce on those currency pairs to the upside. The rest of this week, we'll continue to keep you updated throughout the week. We've got videos coming out all throughout the week, and then of course our currency recap over the weekend. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week ahead. We'll see you next time.